We have a voicemail number. That number is 219-2-David-P. Here's a very funny voicemail related to the alt-right. Take a listen to this.
Hello, this is Richard. I wanted to know, do you think that the alt-right has anything going for them? Like, do you think they're right about anything? Because it does seem to me that, there's differences between races, and why shouldn't we listen to them and respond to them? Thanks.
So listen, this is something that comes up sometimes, and this is one of these areas where if I want to, I could say, you know what, I may disagree with the alt-right on most things, but we agree that oxygen is necessary for human life, so they're not all bad. What is often missing from these conversations of, but David, can't you find X or Y that you agree with such a political group? And if you agree on those things, maybe they're not all bad. The point is, what defines a political movement is what makes it different from others. So coming up with a list of areas in which I am in agreement with the alt-right on relatively insignificant, non-controversial things doesn't really tell us anything about the value of the alt-right as a movement. But when it comes to what defines the alt-right, what the alt-right represents culturally and socially, and to the degree that they have economic policy, economically, it's bad, period. That's it. So I can come up with things where I would probably agree with almost anyone who is not severely disturbed mentally and disconnected from the real world. But that's not really of value when we're trying to figure out what political movements, what cultural movements, what societal movements are going to push us in a positive direction rather than a negative one. So I don't know. There's probably something that the alt-right gets right kind of by default. Most humans get something right by default. Broken clocks are right twice a day. But with regard to the defining characteristics of the alt-right and the movement and the vision that they have of what they want to change, the things they want to change that distinguish them, everybody can say, well, we're against corruption. Okay. Most people would at least say that. It's not really controversial. The unique defining characteristics are basically all bad. We've got a great bonus show for you today. Donald Trump says he is going to look to cut the defense budget in the future. Now, the problem is he may not even understand the reality of when we talk about the defense budget, there's rarely ever serious discussions about cutting it. There are discussions about slowing down the rate at which the defense budget is growing. And I don't even think Trump understands that. But we'll talk about that on the bonus show. We will talk about the newly released Ronald Reagan tapes where he refers to those monkeys from African countries. Meant to get to this on yesterday's bonus show and didn't. We will also talk about a 10-year-old boy who was charged with assault for injuring a classmate in a dodgeball-like game. Those stories and many more, including the latest updates with the YouTube, CNN, Twitch fiasco that we've been embroiled in, all on the bonus show. 2 ways to get access to the bonus show. Become a member at www.joinpakman.com. Become a patron at patreon.com/David Pakman Show. Look forward to speaking to you then.